Bam, what's up everybody? Welcome to Devonius' Domain Toy Review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars Black Series Clone Commander Bacara by Hasbro. And I've been waiting a while for this guy. And I actually just kind of took my first dip into the Black Series clones because I don't really like the molds and paint applications and quite a few things about the clones. I have opinions about Hasbro's Black Series clone trooper figures, but I really wanted Bacara, so I of course shot for him here, and he's here. He's in the brand new packaging, so this is really cool. Let's take a look at it. We've got the classic orange packaging here, Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. Second in the Revenge of the Sith line. And then his name here, you can see everything in the packaging that you get. Pretty cool. And then turn it to the side, we've got this beautiful mural art here. This is really awesome. See the planet that they're on in Revenge of the Sith when he commits Order 66 on Ki-Adi-Mundi, his Jedi Master. Clone Commander Bacara right there. Then we turn to the back here, we've got a side profile of the mural. And we've got Star Wars The Black Series Clone Commander Bacara. Known for his aggressive tactics, Clone Commander Bacara led the Galactic Marines, a unit of clone troopers famous for their distinctive armor and relentlessness in combat. And then in a bunch of other languages, we go down here, we got all this stuff. We got all this stuff, and then turn it there, a lot of the same stuff. We turn it here, nothing really there. So, let's open this guy up and see what we got here. Alright, so we got the figure out of the packaging. And I have not really done anything with him. This is kind of first impressions. This is my second clone ever. Second, I got the Phase 1 Attack of the Clones Clone Trooper, and this is my second. And I gotta say, I mean, this looks pretty good. Looks really cool. I like the hands on this. Go up and down. This one goes back and forth. And then elbow articulation. Let's check these out here. You can get a good range. It's about 90 degrees right there. Shoulder articulation is good with these new clone molds. Looks pretty awesome. Then quite a bit forward and back. This is unique to Bacara, having this thing up here. Like, I guess it's like the grenade or something like that. Some kind of canister of some sort. Then we've got the cloth goods apron here, which is pretty cool, and the straps. And then this is pretty cool, this like little satchel shoulder pad. I honestly don't really know what to call it. But yeah, they got the gray on the bottom of the boots. Legs can go up about that much. Knee bend, pretty good. Standard clone ankle articulation there. Forward and back, side to side. The whole thing. Got a little bit of factory stain or something there. I don't know really what that is. It's kind of hard to pick up on the camera, but yeah. And then head goes up and down, side to side. Not much on the side to side, honestly. So there he is right there, Commander Bacara. And then, in terms of accessories, we've got his rifle, blaster. Pretty cool. Just kind of more of like a solid, darker gray color. And then, his other rifle, smaller blaster. Kind of a solid gray color as well. So yeah, not too much to talk about in the way of accessories, but that's alright. I wasn't really expecting anything crazy. So yeah, let's just pose this guy. Let's get right into it. Let's see what he can do.
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Yeah, my closing thoughts on this figure. I'm glad I got this figure. I mean, I love clones, and I love Commander Bacara. I think he's badass. Galactic Marines are badass. They've got a badass name. He looks cool as shit. He's got a very interesting helmet design. He's got like the cool shoulder pad thing going on. He's got the purple and the white and the black and the gray. It's all very cool. I really like it. He's got one of those really uniquely Revenge of the Sith clone designs that I just really appreciate. My big thing about this figure is it's on the new clone body. It's got new tooling. It's all geared up and ready to go, and I just really feel like, though, Hasbro shit the bed. I've seen other people say this, like, out of the basement, they kind of hit the nail on the head when they said that this was a squandered opportunity. I think for the longest time, the reason why I wasn't getting Black Series clones was because I just didn't feel like they were putting in the effort that the clones deserved. They have very cool designs, and one of the main things about their designs is not only are they, like, unique in terms of the particular clones on particular planets under particular Jedi generals. Like Bacara, for example, he doesn't look like Bly, he doesn't look like Cody. Cody doesn't look like Bly. Bly doesn't look like Rex. None of those guys look similar to each other, and one thing, though, that they all have in common is, especially when it comes to the CGI renders for Revenge of the Sith, is they all have these scud marks, these, like, slashed up, gray marks from battle. And those are all over those guys in the Revenge of the Sith CGI renders. And they just never put any of that on these figures. I know the new Black Series Commander Cody has some on his chest, but everywhere else is pretty much non-existent. I mean, you know, the black marks and whatnot. And there's just none of that here. And that's really disappointing because this guy's a Galactic Marine. He's not a shiny. Why is Bacara shiny? You know what I mean? So that's kind of the disappointing thing for me about these figures, and this particular in general. This figure, you know, could have just been better. And I feel like, you know, with the way the world is right now, tariffs making figures even more expensive, Hasbro being greedy as usual. No offense if we have any huge Hasbro fans watching this video. It's just, you know, calling it how I see it. They like to raise the price for these figures, and I understand the Star Wars license is very expensive. But, man, if you're going to make a figure with 2 accessories, the least you could do is make sure that the paint apps are where they need to be and that they're at least on the figure, and they did not hit the mark on this figure. I mean, even on the head here, there's supposed to be 2 red dots. No red dots there. You can't even complete the figure. I mean, it's a little bit pathetic, Hasbro. I'm going to need you to kind of pull through and work a little bit harder because fans that pay this money for these figures deserve the full figure the way it was intended. I mean, when the Revenge of the Sith 2005 3.75 Commander Bacara comes with red dots on the head and yours doesn't, I feel like you're lacking something. I understand this has a lot that figure doesn't in terms of articulation and whatnot, but, I mean, come on, dude. It's like a $25 figure. Hasbro, you need to put more effort in. You need to pull your weight, okay? Because the way the toy market is looking right now, I'm going to have to cut back on some figures. And Hasbro, if you're the one not putting in the most effort for these figures, and I'm having to dish out more and more money for figures that aren't as quality as I feel they should be, well, I'm just not going to buy it. And I know it's like, oh, whatever, some nerd saying he's not going to buy your product, like Hasbro, like, biggest toy company in the world. Yeah, I get it. But it's not about me. It's about the fans who pay their money for this kind of stuff. They deserve quality. Okay, this isn't on the level of like something like SH Figure Arts or something, but come on. Put in some more effort with the paint. Don't be stingy. Everything else though about this figure I like. It's on the new mold. I actually like the cloth goods. I like this thing that wraps around. It doesn't really hinder any of the leg movement, which I really, really appreciate. I think that's really cool. I like that they put this cut here in the apron. I like this new clone articulation. I think it's great. Um, I obviously love this design. It's fantastic. And it's really fun to pose. It's really fun to pose and play around with, as you could see in the pose portion of this video. So yeah, I mean, I'm really happy to have this guy. Also, one thing I have seen though, which it's a little bit present here on my figure, the visor is dipping just ever so slightly. And it's not so bad, but you know, I've always just kind of seen Bacara as having a very sharp look and a very sharp aesthetic and design, and it's like when you've got like a droopy visor, it's a little bit less pleasing to the eye. Especially to people like me who have been looking at Bacara's design for, God, what now, 20 years? Like, I know what this guy looks like, and it's not as sharp as it should be. But, you know what? That's kind of just more of a nitpick. But I don't know. Some people might say that's not a nitpick and that they need to absolutely get that visor right. Either way, I'm happy I have this guy. I'm definitely gonna add some paint though. I mean, I gotta add some paint to this guy. This guy's a Galactic Marine, for God's sakes. One of Ki-Adi-Mundi's clone troopers. I mean, like, this guy's gonna have seen some shit, so he's got to look a little bit more battle worn. I mean, he's been through the Clone Wars, man. He's got to look a little bit more scuffed up. But as for today's review, that's all. So like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do down there. Check out some of my other videos. Got some other reviews coming up soon. Looking forward to posting those. Looking forward to getting around to doing those reviews. And I guess there's just one thing left to say. Devonius, out!